All right, y'all, we about to crank. Oh, shit, I told you, they out here running. We about to crank it back up there, y'all. You know, I got my general right here with me. We about to crank it back up, y'all. So what we doing? We doing our we're gonna go into astro travel. We're gonna talk about astro traveling and what the temples of Egypt, as you know as Kemet, were used for, and astral travel and various different rites and rituals that a lot of people in our generation uh, uh, we never exclusively been told these things. Therefore, we never exclusively could access. See the red rabbit. Excuse me, y'all. You know, we just see a lot of things out here in life. Uh, can talk about what we haven't been told about. We can't talk about the things that we haven't been instructed. Or we just can't execute those things very well because uh, we don't fluently. And I tell people, as a gatekeeper myself, you know, when you're traveling out here on the seven trees, if you will, you see me at the gate, right? I see you at a gate, but I'm not asking to be raised because I've already been raised perpendicular on that degree. Uh-huh. And you're looking to pass to come into my house and see all the things that I have. But there's things behind me. It said, I tell them, this is what I tell them, you all. It's not me you have to worry about. It's the people behind protecting me. You come in my house with that crap, you're going to have to deal with them. Now, I hit you with that was a little cryptic knowledge. A little cryptic knowledge to kind of open the floor, if you will. But when we start going into astro traveling, OBE experiences, and we do these things at bedtime. We go out and we travel, we do things, but most of the time we cannot remember where we went. Why is it that we can't remember where we went? Why is it that we can travel, possibly even go on other planets, other worlds, other dimensions, and not know where we at? We talked about in the last video, there are three bodies: a material body, an etheric body, and an astral body. All of these bodies coincide, no different from your personal physical body, the car that you drive, the boat that you may travel on the water with, and the plane that you may fly in the sky. These are different interpretations of vessels that are used to travel in different planes of existence. Okay. Interpretation of a astral body or a traveling body may be, if you will, what you know as a alien phenomena or a gray body alien. The truth behind a gray body alien is that a gray, huh? How'd I do it? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I gotta turn the light on. I gotta brighten it up for you guys. Screen light right here. All right, well, I'm back with you. The truth about the gray body aliens is that is one of your bodies. You have been told that a gray body alien, stay with me, is some kind of alien phenomenon separate from you. But the truth of the fact is that a gray body alien is one of the different astral bodies connected to species dealing with you. Those are astral traveling bodies. As you began to open your consciousness to new things, you will gain various different tools of traveling on the seven trees.
The seven seas.
Or the seven trees. They're pinnacle points. There's 10 principles that you may go by that you're trying to figure out in your life. How do I utilize these 10 principles to a tree? And how do I go about learning how to travel and go into distant places that I've never been before? How do I do these things? How do I do these things?
And
Certain people like myself, me and my wife, we do these things. We travel, we go places, we do these things. And this educational channel is all about that. Uh, Learning about yourself, learning about your serpent self. In other words, your most natural self. Because no one tells you that you're a serpent bloodline. No one tells you that your most royal self is a serpent, a Komodo dragon, so to speak. You blow fire, not just out of your mouth, but out of your eyes. Your most godly self. In the book of Psalms, it says, that's the book of David. It says, did not tell ye are gods of the Most High, but ye shall die like men because of your lack of faith. Your most godly self is a serpent being. And when you have become full encompassing, not 360 degrees, but when you have become full encompassing a sphere of knowledge, a wealth of wisdom, then you begin to travel into places in foreign jurisdictions. But see, the reason why most people have issues with passing, because they hadn't been raised to pass in a jurisdiction that they find themselves in, and they get trapped. Well, the various things that you learn on this channel will be how to continue to pass on other people's money. How can you pay a toll if you have no money or no credibility, nor do you have lended credibility, therefore you can pass? So I teach people the rules and regulations of the jurisdictions, not just the jurisdictions that are domestic to you, but those that are which are foreign to you.
because these are
The things that will help you learn how to pass when you have not been raised. Because you may be passing to do war or creativity or architecture or engineering on a trestle board for a grandmaster that has more jurisdiction than even you.
but you
Still only have a license to pass when you've not been raised. Check that out. Because certain people want to pass when they've not been raised, but they don't have authorization to be where they are. And they get caught up. And because they messed up. And then they got to start their life over again. Y'all heard the song. Anyway, stay with me. Stay with me. I'm trying to teach you about life and death. Why you hear about in Christianity, a savior has to pay the price for you. A magistrate in jurisdiction someone has to pay the price for you to pass when you have not been raised. When you pass, when you have not been raised, because you don't have the knowledge of understanding of the jurisdiction that you're standing in. Who passes for you? Who protects you when you're in a jurisdiction that is foreign to your body? It's the equivalent of being in space and you don't understand the geometry of where you are. It's the equivalent of being on the planet and you don't understand the elements and the jurisdiction and elements and rules of those elements that govern that jurisdiction. Who says that you are supposed to stop breathing?
who
Declares that? Do they have enough money for you to continue to pass? And who declares that it's time for you to be raised? There was one time where
There was one time.
Where slavery, indentured slavery, that's how all slavery started, and that's how all slavery must be. You know, Abraham Lincoln was a man who did what we say in our history. He was a man who freed the slaves. And what did they do to his White House? They burned his White House down, didn't they, baby? Yeah, they did. Now, this is the man who freed the slaves. And for the freedom of the slave, they burned his White House down. The penny man. They burned his White House down. Martin Luther King says, I led my people through a burning building. And I asked them, did you lead them through Illinois? Come on, you crypto scientists. Stay with me. Did you lead them through Illinois? A guy says he wants to be 96 degrees. And I tell him.
Oh, you trying to go
Go right there to Tennessee. Tennessee.
But do you got to go
to Alabama? Through Mississippi to get to Tennessee. See, all of these things, when I do lectures, I'm teaching people about traveling. If you don't know nothing about your nation, how can you travel to another country? How can you call yourself a countryman and you don't know the science and regulations and rules and jurisdiction of your own place of sovereignty? How can you say that you're a free Mason, a free master, but you're not a free scientist? You're not a free practitioner. You're still borrowing on other people's money. Huh? You're still borrowing on other people's money. How can you say that you are a true practitioner if you're borrowing from me? You say that you are a free man indeed.
Who declared your
sovereignty? Well, your free papers, and I'm not talking about a physical, I'm talking about in a spiritual jurisdiction. How did you get your freedom?
Who severed
your tie? Because the last time I checked, you still got a cable tow and a noose around your neck.
Huh?
You still here to heal.
But you say you're
riding free, and you got a serpent's tail. Thank everybody for listening. I'll put future videos out here. I'm trying to raise the consciousness of our fellow brothers out here who are traveling on the 7 trees, and they're learning about how this stuff really is out here, and teaching you about how true travelers in the light should travel. If you want to book us, you can call us at 501-475-5144. And my name is Baugh. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.